And here it is, the famous ISDE motocross final. It's a tradition on the 6th day that all the riders get together for a round of motocross where it's not the position you finish, but the time you set that counts. The backdrop for this motocross final is an international circuit, the prestigious Agueda circuit. Known all over the world for the color of the dirt, the Agueda is a brilliant motocross track with plenty of overtaking opportunities. And we start the grand finale with the women riders in the ISDE. The French Mademoiselles are leading the competition, followed a long way back by the Swedes. There are 15 women to take the start, and it's a Swedish rider that gets the best. Sandra Andriansson, injured on the first day, is back to her best and really quite impressive. After just 2 laps, she already has a big lead. The French weren't far behind, with Ludivine Puy looking to hold on to second and her overall lead. But in the end, no problems for Sandra Adriansson, who took the checkered flag. But it was France with Audrey Rossat, Ludivine Puy and Stephanie Buisson that took out the women's ISDE, with a special mention for the captain, who also claimed the individual overall. Back-to-back wins for the French after victory in Greece last year. Well, I just can't go on. My arms really hurt. I couldn't hold my bike up after 2 laps. Well, same, really sore arms. We were nervous before the start, but we're over the moon now. Same again, the arms. But we're all happy. We did what we had to do, and we're the champions. We did it. We won. And here are the final standings then. France from Sweden and Australia in third. Now it's time for the boys, and first up, Enduro 1, where we find some excellent motocross riders such as the legend Damon Huffman or the Finnish champion and specialist Eero Remes, who's just come off the nation's motocross championship. But it's also a first act for France-Italy. Marc Germain, all on his lonesome, can't afford to make any mistakes. At the start, it was the favourite, Eero Remes, who got the whole shot. Marc Germain, like his 2 Italian rivals, are back in the pack, behind 2 Americans, including the impressive Jamie Lanza, one of the real surprises of the ISDE, who moved up to second behind Remes. Fabio Mussino was working well for the Italian team, piling on the pressure and climbing past the American Timmy Wygand and into third place. On the other hand, Simone Albogoni was struggling. For the moment, he's behind Marc Germain, surprisingly quick in this Enduro 1 class. The riders only had 7 laps to complete, and Eero Remes rode to the win and also the Enduro 1 crown, his first big success on the world enduro scene. Fabio Massini finished third, and a little further back Marc Germain came home in 11th, 2 places ahead of Simone Albogoni. France has only lost a handful of seconds and remains comfortably out of front. The drama rises another notch in Enduro 2. For the French, the experienced Roderick Tan and Marc Bourgeois. For the Italians, Oscar Balletti and Alessandro Bellometti. And they're off in Enduro 2. Luis Correa knows this track like the back of his hand and takes it out in front. Behind him, the former crossman Roderick Tan. Then comes Cristobal Guerrero and Carl Suy. Alessandro Bellometti is also on the pace for Italy. Marc Bourgeois here is sticking with the leaders. Correa leading, Tan in second. It took 5 laps for Alessandro Bellometti to get past Su and then Guerrero. Bellometti, the Italian, is up to third. In the meantime, Luis Correa is putting on a recital for the Portuguese fans, and Roderick Tan is staying on his wheel. He's playing it smart for the team. His teammate Marc Bourgeois is 16th, and keeping a close watch on the Italian Balletti. It's also changing face in the junior class, where Spain is locked in a tie with France, including Sebastian Bozzo. There's still everything to win or lose in the under-23s. Correa took the win though, and the locals celebrate. Roderick Tan came home in second ahead of his rival Alessandro Bellometti, who takes out the individual prize in the ISDE. Italy attacked, but France stood its ground. You can cut the tension with a knife now. Everything has come down to the final round. Salvini and Boturi for Italy, Mayo and Nombotin for France. The motocross GP rider Alex Salvini logically gets the best getaway. Mayo and Nombotin are right behind him. Samuel Aro is there as well, while Boturi gets caught up in the traffic. France are in an ideal position, but Antoine Mayo is a gambler, and he decides to go out after Salvini before getting the message from the pit to cool down. France are also in the hunt for the junior title, but have a look at Yannick Bossi's rear wheel. He has to drop off the pace of Oriol Mena, and to go with it, go France's chances of victory. Alex Salvini goes on to take the win for Italy, but it's all done and dusted for France. Antoine Mayo and Christophe Nombotin offer up the ultimate prize for Les Bleus. France is Enduro Team World Champion.
L'année dernière, on avait déjà fait, donc on connaît, mais même,
well, last year we did it, so we know what it takes and we know what it feels like. But even so, the team worked so hard. The riders, of course, but everyone. The doctor worked overtime, the physios, the cook, the mechanics, everyone. In the end, I didn't have to do anything. I'd get to checkpoints and have nothing to do. Everything worked like clockwork. They fixed every little problem immediately. They anticipated problems, and it's just great to work with pros. A big thank you to them all. It's the second consecutive title for France and the fourth in history. But the hero of these 6 days is without a doubt Christophe Nombotin, the individual winner of the 84th ISDE. He adds his name to the list of greats. I can't quite believe it. To win the individual over 6 days was just not imaginable. It's true that I've improved a lot towards the end of the season. I'd like to thank my family, my team that worked so hard, and my motorbike, which is so good. It's thanks to it that I'm here now. Here's the final podium and the top 5 for the 6 days. France getting across the line ahead of Italy. Finland got 3rd place in the motocross final at the expense of Australia, and Portugal came home 6th. In the juniors, 2 years on, and the Spanish regained their crown after Italy last year. A very promising Spanish generation by the looks of things, led by the inimitable captain Oriol Mena. Well, we've just finished the 6 days and I'm delighted with the win. I think we worked really well. Lorenzo Santolini, Victor Guerrero and Mario Roman did really strong. The motocross final was almost made the difference for the Spanish, but in the end they were deserved winners. The USA finished on the podium ahead of Italy and Sweden in a tremendous end to the 2009 ISDE.
They all liked. I think the fact that we did the motocross, the final motocross in a real motocross track was quite important. We had a podium, we had a lot of TV coverage. I think they also liked the fact that we were by the sea. So it was, I think they liked.
The 84th ISDE from Figueira da Foz is over, and all the winners and losers can take a well-earned break before doing it all again next year for the 6 days of 2010 from Morelia in Mexico.